Hey there. So, I bet you've been thinking about fast food lately, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know I have. Trying to figure out how these chains are balancing deals and profits with, well, everything going on in the economy right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a tough time for businesses, especially restaurants.
Exactly. And that's why we're taking a deep dive into Subway's latest value menu dot attempt. Based on this restaurant business article,
Let me guess.
it's called Subway's Ending Its Latest Value Offer After Poor Performance.
Makes sense. I mean, this actually reflects a much bigger trend, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
The entire fast food industry is wrestling with these sky-high costs, right?
Yeah.
And their customers are watching their wallets more closely than ever.
It's like, how do they keep things affordable when everything's getting more expensive?
Right. And stay profitable at the same time.
It's a real high wire act. Subway's recent $6.99 meal deal, 6-inch sub, chips, and a drink.
Yeah, classic combo.
Seemed like a good idea. It launched on November 3rd with high hopes. They're calling it early.
Not really a surprise, though, is it? The article says that they had decent redemption rates, meaning people were using the deal.
Okay.
But those redemptions just didn't translate to the big sales boost they were looking for.
So people were interested in the deal, just not enough to, I don't know.
To really make a difference to their bottom line.
Exactly. It's not like it was a total flop, but it wasn't moving the needle. Now, here's where it gets interesting. They're ditching the in-store deal
Oh, really?
and offering 20% off for online orders for the rest of the year. It's like they're going all in on digital now.
That's fascinating. It makes you wonder if this is like a sign of what's to come.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, will we see more companies going for these online-only deals?
Ah, I see what you mean.
It would let them fine-tune their costs so much more and target specific customers.
But, you have to think about the people who can't easily order online
Helps
or
us.
who rely on those in-store deals. It's like a digital divide, but for getting good prices on food.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. It's not as simple as just moving everything online.
Now, Subway says officially that they're being thoughtful and strategic about value,
Great.
using data to, keep their customers happy, but also to keep their franchise owners, the folks who run the actual Subway stores, profitable.
Right. Got to keep everyone happy. Thoughtful and strategic, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds good. But what does that actually mean? Like, what kind of data are they looking at? Foot traffic, how much people spend on average, the type of customers they have, and how does that shape their strategy,
Those are good questions.
especially for the franchise owners?
Yeah.
If a deal cuts too much into their profits, particularly in areas with high costs,
No, you mean like cities with expensive rent?
exactly, you're going to see some serious pushback from them.
Totally. It's like corporate is up in their headquarters and the franchisees are down in the trenches.
Perfect way to put it.
And remember, Subway's been through some tough times, closing thousands of stores since 2015. I bet those franchisees are extra careful about anything that might hurt their bottom line.
Oh, for sure. That kind of history would make anyone more cautious. It really adds another layer of complexity to Subway's whole, value proposition, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, they've got to rebuild trust with their franchisees while also trying to win back customers.
It's like they're walking a tightrope. Speaking of different approaches, McDonald's, another fast food giant, is rolling out their own value platform.
Oh, what's it called?
McValue.
Value, huh?
Sounds catchy.
Right. It seems like a totally different way of attracting those budget-conscious eaters.
What's interesting to me is that it sounds like, more of an overarching strategy than just like a one-off deal.
Oh, okay. So,
Like they might have a bunch of different promotions under that McValue umbrella, which could give them a lot more flexibility.
I see. So instead of putting all their eggs in one basket with a single meal deal, they're spreading things out a bit. Yeah, precisely. And that might be the key difference between how these two chains try to win the value wars.
This is where it gets really interesting for our listeners. Even a big name like Subway is struggling to get this value thing right.
It's not easy, is it?
It's like trying to solve this puzzle with all these moving pieces, right?
Yeah.
Appealing to customers, keeping franchise owners happy.
And keeping up with a market that never sits still.
It's tough.
It really makes you wonder, is there even such a thing as a one-size-fits-all approach to value anymore?
That's a great question.
I mean, maybe we're moving towards a future where it's all about super targeted, personalized deals.
You mean like based on what we usually order?
Exactly,
Yeah.
especially online. So keep an eye on those loyalty programs and app-exclusive deals, folks. That might be the key to unlocking real value these days.
Good advice.
Now, remember how Subway talked about franchise profitability being so important to their value strategy?
Yeah.
This brings up a really interesting tension.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got the corporate side pushing nationwide deals.
To boost the brand.
Right, but then you have all these individual franchisees who are dealing with their own local costs, their own challenges.
Yeah, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation for them.
And those local realities can make a huge difference. A deal that works great in one city might be a total flop in another.
It's true.
And guess who's often caught in the middle?
The franchisees.
You got it. It can create some real friction, you know?
Between the franchisees and corporate.
Exactly. Imagine you're a franchise owner
Okay.
in some high-rent city,
Ouch, yeah.
struggling to keep your head above water.
Barely making ends meet.
Right. And meanwhile, corporate is pushing this nationwide value deal that's eating into your already thin margins. Not a good feeling.
I bet they'd be pretty resentful. Like, hey, you guys are up in your ivory tower, and I'm down here dealing with the real world.
Exactly. And with Subway's track record of closing stores, I bet those franchisees are scrutinizing every single promotion with a magnifying glass.
You think they even had a say in this whole meal deal thing?
It makes you wonder. Although, to be fair to Subway, they did say those promotions can take time to catch on.
True, maybe they pulled the plug a little too soon.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But they also emphasized that they were looking at the data, talking to their franchise owners before making the decision.
So it wasn't just a random spur-of-the-moment thing.
No, it sounds like it was based on real feedback evidence, which is a good thing, right?
You mean it shows they're willing to adapt?
Exactly. Learn from what's working, what's not. That's got to be crucial in this industry. It changes so fast.
Constantly evolving. This whole Subway thing, it's almost like
Really?
a miniature version of what the entire fast food industry is dealing with.
Oh, how so?
I mean, think about it. How do you offer real value?
When everything's getting more expensive,
Supply chains are all messed up.
customer expectations are changing all the time.
It's like a puzzle with no easy answers.
Definitely not. But these real-world examples, like this Subway meal deal situation, they really help us see just how complicated it all is.
It's like connecting those dots, you know?
Absolutely. And for you, as someone who's interested in the business side of things,
Yeah.
it gives you a peek behind the curtain.
Behind the scenes.
Exactly. Helps you understand what influences the food you eat, the prices you pay.
It's all connected.
It is. So the next time you see a value meal,
Thinks twice.
well, think about everything that went into getting that deal in front of you. All those factors at play. And that brings up another key insight.
Go on.
Value isn't just about the price tag.
Okay.
It's a whole mix of things.
Pick what?
Like how much it costs to make the food, what the company's strategy is, what works for each individual franchise owner,
Yeah.
and obviously what you as a customer want and need.
You know, I'd never really thought of it like that.
It's multifaceted.
Value's way more complicated than I realized. But that's the whole point of these deep dives, right?
What is?
To break down these complex ideas.
Unpack them.
Help people navigate this world where things aren't always what they seem.
Because when you understand how things work, you can make better decisions for yourself. Be a more informed and empowered consumer.
Exactly. So as we wrap things up here, let's leave everyone with something to ponder.
Okay, shoot.
If Subway, a company known for affordable sandwiches, is having a hard time with this whole value thing,
Right.
what does that tell us about the future of fast food as a whole?
Will we see like a complete change in how these chains define value?
Or deliver it, even?
Right, exactly.
Will we as consumers have to, adjust our expectations?
Maybe.
I mean, could all this new technology lead to better ways of offering value, ways that actually work for everyone?
It's possible. These are all questions we're thinking about.
It makes you wonder what those new models might look like, you know?
Like what?
Will it be super personalized deals?
Based on our ordering habits.
Exactly. Or what about, I don't know, subscription-based fast food?
Interesting.
You pay a monthly fee and get discounts. Who knows?
Yeah. The possibilities are endless when you really start thinking about it.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
And this deep dive, it's given you the tools,
The knowledge.
the insight to start asking those questions and forming your own opinions.
Exactly. It's all about sparking that curiosity, getting those critical thinking skills going.
Because when you understand how the world works, especially something as basic as food,
Yeah.
it's powerful,
It really is. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the crazy world of fast food value.
We've covered a lot of ground
We have. We hope you enjoyed this little journey behind the scenes and that you come away with a fresh perspective on those, tempting deals.
in all the stuff that goes on behind them.
Exactly. All those factors that make it so complicated.
Until next time, everyone.
Happy eating.